Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with some of the crew today.
Dave.
Nate.
And today we're going to give you a player's tip, and that's how to turn your failures into success. Now, I don't mean how to, fudge that die roll of a 1 and turn it into something good. But,
20.
But,
Look at that 20.
Nobody likes dropping that 1. And typically when you attack in combat and you roll poorly, you miss and then you just, move on. Well, now's your chance to turn that spectacular fail into something spectacularly visual that you guys at the table, everyone's going to enjoy. It's like, oh, well, I swing and my sword goes flying. And you'll get the chance to be descriptive, have fun with it, and, maybe the DM will, have something fun more to go along with it. What do you guys think?
First of all, just this whole topic brings Andrew Knapp, SR2 Joker, to mind for some reason. Just because this is kind of his forte, his play style. Mm-hmm. Juice, GM Juice is good for that as well. There's a bunch of guys from the One Shot group and the RPG W3 that definitely really embody the style of play, where they basically do a lot of player narrative, player agency, with critical successes and critical failures, and those guys love using even when they create characters, they love making characters and just rolling straight down the line and randomizing everything and playing character with straight threes or whatever it is they do. It's a little crazy, but they do that stuff and they have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, it's great, and mentally my mind went to the online game I ran. Trouble with Prospectors, when Andrew Knapp scores this really good hit, and I tell him to describe it. Well, he thought he had killed the monster, but it wasn't, so he describes this devastating blow. And then I'm like, okay, well, you lop off its paw but it keeps running at you or something, right? Well, because that was part of the description he used. And he's like, oh, I thought I killed it. Not quite, almost. But, so that was a different form of failure to success. But, yeah, dude, it just adds so much more. Some players love critical fumbles and other players hate it. Because the better your character gets, the more likely he is to acquire critical fumbles.
Right.
A fighter at first level only gets 1 attack a round unless he's playing with 2 weapons.
Right.
A fighter at 20th level gets 4 attacks a round, so that so now he has 4 attempts of
getting that 5%.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing mechanic wise, but you're right. It's so much more fun if you can describe something cool, you go to attack the ogre and instead you belly flop on the ground in front of it, and now you're looking up at it with its giant club.
And lots of people are very interested in describing the good stuff. Nobody wants to get into the bad stuff. Well, what if that fighter is going back and forth with this ogre, and the ogre gets a solid block because you missed, and he pushes you to the ground, so you're now on your knees with this thing above you. That's a minor description, but it's a way to now have a different dynamic situation in the combat without there really being any extra rules involved, and somebody else can come in and try and save the day because you missed.
Or, there might be rules about it. It depends on how you want to do it.
Yes.
You might, the GM might go, okay, the ogre has advantage to attack you because you're you're technically prone now or whatever. Which, I always I like using the critical fumble, system, and I usually make it where, okay, make some kind of check, and then that determines how bad the fumble was.
Yeah, sometimes you wind up attacking a party member. Sometimes you wind up losing a sword or falling on your butt. I mean, there's plenty of different options.
Oh, here we go. Success into failure. Okay, it sucked for the players in the middle of it, during it, and to this day, the one player hates my guts because this happened. But we were playing second edition, and the rogue our rogue was actually modeled after Nate, the player. not his character, because this other guy, we did stats straight down at the time, and he was really strong, but he was a rogue. So he missed with his attack with a critical fumble. He rolled a 1, so I said, okay, we did the grenade check to see where it went, and it happened to be the square where
the wizard was.
The direction where the wizard was. So I said, roll an attack roll, and he crit it. And the greatsword goes flying through the air, slams into the wizard.
Yes, he was a rogue fighting with a greatsword.
Who was carrying the lantern. Well, it knocks him unconscious, and he falls on the lantern, catching fire. So then there was like a stream in the cave where this battle was going on.
Yep.
And someone goes, "Oh my God, Giles is on fire!" And they push him into the stream.
I pushed him into the stream
to put him out. But now he's unconscious. So he's unconscious on fire and in the stream, drowning.
At least he's not on fire.
But he wasn't on fire anymore.
Yeah.
So like even though Jim hates my guts now forever and ever, that story has lived on for like 15 years.
Oh, longer than that. Had to be at least 18 years ago.
Yeah, that's way cooler than any of the other things.
It's way cooler than go, hey, I missed.
Yeah.
Instead, and it creates these memorable moments at the table. And not only that, like, okay, so this one fumble completely changed the dynamic of that battle and made it a much more difficult fight for you guys.
It changed the dynamic between you and one of my best friends.
Forever, yeah. Maybe we need to do player tips, not taking it personal. But so like that would be a prime example in my mind of a failure being turned into a success because we had that story down forever.
So I don't think I can wrap that up any better than that. If you guys have any awesome stories about what you've done to turn your failure into a success, put it in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, subscribe.
You can check us out on nerdarchy.com.
You can also tweet at us on Twitter.
So until next time, stay nerdy.